Hello and welcome to another solo leveling Arise video. In this video I will be covering defense down debuffs and which ones are able to stack with the major debuffs that we apply. The first major debuff that we do apply is Shadow Step, which is Sung Jin Woo's ability that he can activate after using an extreme evasion. This skill does a whopping 60% defense down for 15 seconds on the enemy that it hits. This is the main one and is used a lot in terms of when we do a lot of burst damage. This, if also used properly and dodged at the right times, can be almost maintained for 100% of the flight. So any defense downs that are used that cannot stack with this shouldn't be brought into the fight pretty much at all. Also, if you do apply one of those defense downs before you apply this defense down, it will not apply this defense down. Whichever defense down is applied first is the one that will take precedence regardless of how strong it is. The defense down that you can use with this one though, however, and will have no conflict with it, is going to be from the Blessing Stone Bloodlust. Bloodlust at the epic level does defense down of 4% for 6 seconds. At the heroic level does 7% for 6 seconds. And at the legendary level does 12% for 6 seconds. This is a very good thing to be able to stack with your Shadow Step to maximize your damage. The other skills though that do not stack with this are a lot of the skills that we have here. Sung Jin Woo skills that do not stack with Shadow Step is all of these basically. So the Internal Wounds rune on Vital Strike doesn't stack with it at all. And it never becomes more than 60%, so this shouldn't be used. At least if it is used and you do like the skill, make sure that it is used after a Shadow Step and not before, so it doesn't cancel out the Shadow Step's defense down. Another one is going to be the Mutilate, the third rune here with Strike, which at the heroic level does 12% reduction. And then lastly is going to be the Commander's Touch finisher, which at the heroic level does 15% defense down for 12 seconds. Again, none of these will come close to the Shadow Step, so you have to make sure that if you do use these runes, that you do not use them on your target before you do your Shadow Step. Otherwise, this 15% is going to take precedence over the 60% from your Shadow Step. When using Hunters, the largest defense down that you can apply is going to be Bake's. Bake is able to apply his defense down when using Hunters in 2 ways, and when you're using Sung Jin Woo in 1 way. For Bake, you're able to apply his defense down when using his ultimate ability, in which it is 20% for 10 seconds, and you're also able to apply it whenever you hit them with 3 skills, which will trigger his White Flames. As you see, it says here 3 instances of the effect have been stacked. It will activate Violent Explosion. Essentially, it just does more damage and applies the same defense down as the ultimate does of 20% for 10 seconds. Also to be aware of, when you are using Bake, his support ability that you can use for Sung Jin Woo also applies this. So again, you'll have to be careful when using Sung Jin Woo to not use this before you use a Shadow Step. Otherwise, the 20% will take precedence over the 60% of the Shadow Step. All the defense downs that the Hunters can apply only can stack with one other defense down, and that is the effect from Choi's weapon. Choi's weapon at rank 5 gives a defense down of 20% for 5 seconds. This is extremely strong and can be stacked with any other defense down in the game. So the takeaway from all of this is that 1. Make sure that when using Sung Jin Woo that you do not use his defense down with any other defense downs, or rather that you don't apply other defense downs from Hunters or skills before you do his Shadow Step. Otherwise, the 60% will not take effect. The only one, of course, that will take effect will be the Bloodlust, and there'll be no conflict. And then when using Hunters, if you have Choi on the team, you don't have any fear of putting his weapon on him, as it will not conflict with any of the others' defense down. I hope this information was helpful to you guys, and then helps you with your decisions on how to better stack your defense downs in the future. Until next time.